will believe that yes, we all have consciousness. Yes? But no one will ever say, no scientist, no philosopher will say that consciousness is energy.
So what is it then?
It is like yourself. It's something, it's for you, as it's subjective of your understanding of your environment, of your existence. So I exist, hence I am conscious. So if you look at certain philosophers like Descartes, they have actually said this, and this is what they define as consciousness. But anyone who says this is energy, they don't know what consciousness is. So that's the reason I'm asking you that there are many people who would actually believe in consciousness, but they don't have any evidence from a lab or from any, I don't know, from any instrument or tool to detect this consciousness. Yet they firmly believe in it, like the way you do, like the way the scientists do, like the way the philosophers do. So we have to understand that we don't just live in a naturalistic world, we live in a world which has got both matter and something which is called, which is metaphysical. Okay, so we got matter which can be seen, detected, we can know through empirical evidence that they exist. However, when it comes to asking about things which are metaphysical, this is outside the scope of science. So you cannot go to some scientists and say, okay, detect how much love I have for my pet in comparison to how much love I have for my parents. They will never be able to tell you, because this comes as a form from your consciousness. It is something which you can only know. Only you will know subjectively how much, whom you love more, your pets or your parents. Do you see what I mean? So there are things other than just matter. There are things other than just energy, which we call the metaphysical. The metaphysical world is pretty real, and you believe it and I believe it. Something like an example I gave you is consciousness.
It depends what you understand of energy is. I mean, energy doesn't have to be something that you can actually detect or define.
You can detect energy.
No, but
I don't think there's any energy.
I said it can be something that you cannot necessarily detect or define.
Then you don't know if it exists then. If you cannot define it, if you cannot measure it, if you cannot detect it, then how will you know it exists even?
No, but
if you don't have empirical evidence for it, you can't know it exists.
We know it exists from looking around. We know this is made of energy. We know this is made of energy. We know this is
we can see all that.
But at the same time,
give me an example of something which you cannot detect or observe through empirical evidence. Go on. Give an example.
Your consciousness.
That's the one I gave you. And I believe that's metaphysical, not physical.
But everything stems from some form.
Sorry, everything stems from?
Everything would stem from everything would stem from some form of energy which you cannot necessarily detect.
And who made that principle? Because I've never heard of that principle. Everything stems from energy. Where did you get that from?
No, I'm saying everything could be a form of energy even if you can't detect it.
Yeah, I'm asking you, where did you get that principle from?
Because what? Everything came from an original energy source.
And what is that?
So that it depends on whether you believe in science or religion.
No, what do you believe in? Because you mentioned this, I want to know what do you believe in.
We'll continue this. Okay. Okay.
No problem. No. Thanks a lot, mate.
Seek me out next week because I'll seek you.
Well, I'm not going to seek you out if you want to continue this. Yeah, please do. Inshallah.
All right.
So, what's your name, by the way?
Huh? Superman.
Superman? Oh, well.
We'll continue this next week.
Can you show me how you fly?
Yeah, I want to know how we fly.
Maybe next week.
Okay.
We'll continue this.
That's fine, inshallah. Okay. So yeah, just to give a quick summary. So the gentleman here, he wanted to discuss about certain things in religion. I asked him, do you believe in God? And he says, maybe, maybe not. He wasn't sure whether he even exists. And then I think from there it progressed into matter and energy and about the existence of the universe. So alhamdulillah, this is something that we have to understand, that not everyone is going to believe what you just claim. You need to substantiate what you claim. So you cannot just say energy always existed and then assume that we will all believe it. Even the scientists don't work like that. They need to substantiate. They need to go through certain peer groups to find out whether this theory that you believe in can be falsified or is it true. Yes, it's a scientific approach as well to look at things objectively and to look at it. But if you are going to then depend on a tool like science to understand things of the metaphysical world, then it is something which is beyond the scope of science. It is like the example of someone using a metal detector to find plastic. So it's a wrong tool for finding something which is metaphysical, and that is science. And this is where I think we have to understand from both perspectives that we have to understand the limitations of science, and we also have to understand the strength of science. Because science does tell us how things work. It does tell, but it will never be able to tell you things like the origin of the universe. It won't be able to tell you origin of many things like the first cell and so on. Yes, they can speculate and assume things, but cannot tell you for certain how things originate. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.